It was pretty difficult to get up this morning. I usually get up at 4 a.m. and I did this morning. My clock said 4 a.m. My brain and my body said it's still 3 a.m. with this time change. And I don't think humans are supposed to be awake at 3 a.m. Keeping cleans in the rotation all the way up until California Strongest Man. Last week will obviously be a lighter week, but I feel like I've been building pretty good momentum on them, and I think that it really helps with strongman, especially this competition with these events. And I don't want to let off the gas and just kind of coast and then lose a lot of those adaptations. I really feel like my clean has made some good progress, and it just makes the bag toss almost feel effortless. It obviously helps with the axle clean, and then I think it helps with other things like the sandbag extension over the yoke. It's also a way for me to make sure that I do front squats and I do them heavy. I think front squats helps with any sort of pick, any sort of load, Atlas stone loads. That's another thing. I think that even though I haven't been doing many Atlas stone loads, I think that extension, squeeze of the glutes, extension in the hips and the knees and ankles, that triple extension is really going to pay off when I'm loading the stones. That's what I hope, at least. This platform needs to be replaced. Underneath the weights, this wood needs to be replaced. It's starting to dent. Even though this is a bumper only platform, that wood still takes a beating, so it's kind of uneven. So my tip for anyone lifting on a platform that has dents in it, whether you're deadlifting or rowing or cleaning, if you drop the bar and it cants and it turns a little bit, it's uneven, just position yourself square on the bar. Don't worry about staying square or centered in the platform. Pull the rep, drop it. If it's turned like this, I'm just gonna go here and pull it from there. I know that kind of messes with the feng shui of like staying in a certain direction in a room, but honestly, I just view it as I'm gonna be doing this in a strongman competition in a parking lot. There's gonna be people all over the place, all sorts of distractions, someone standing right in front of you. The ground's not always even, so turning a little bit is not a big deal. That's actually a reason why I use the crash pads. Someone has asked me, why are you using crash pads and bumpers? Aren't the bumpers meant to be dropped on the floor? The crash pads, one, elevate it a little bit, so if you want to do like a block pull, then that works that way. But it also, when I drop the bar into pads, it just sits in place. There's not bouncing, it doesn't roll around, it just sits right back in place. So that's kind of nice. But I can't just pull from blocks, from crash pads all the time. I want to actually pull from the floor, because I'll probably do that in the competition. Clueless Allen strikes again, and just did the math on this, and this is 135. Might as well make it 320s. Make it 140. 3 plates, baby. All right, let's do it. I can clean that today. There's 3 parts to this. Aggressive pull up. Aggressive pull under. Aggressive reversal back up. Boom, boom, boom. Don't be a Sally on the pull. Violently get under the bar and don't get pinned at the bottom. Oh, come on. All right. Gotta go up. Oh, come on. Not happening. All right, not happening today. So, what was the reason for trying 3 more times? Well, the 140 felt so good, I thought I can absolutely do 150. I almost went 145, but I said, I'm not even gonna waste time, I'll just do 150. And my first attempt at 150, I could just feel as I was pulling it, I was not giving it all my effort. I was holding back for whatever reason. Like, let's see if I can get away with doing 80% here. And it just felt you know, pretty slow and unexplosive and unathletic, and I wasn't trying very hard the whole time. So I said, all right, try it again, but this time actually try. And then I think I tried so damn hard that I experienced some bar crash. So I got under the bar so fast that I got to the bottom of the squat before the bar was done dropping, and it slammed me down at the bottom, and that's why I got pinned. So I said, all right, this next time, try to keep with the bar, stay in contact with the bar, stay in motion with the bar, or meet the bar on the catch rather than bottoming out and just slamming it on my shoulders. And I did, I'm just done. Couldn't get it, it wasn't strong enough. So, and the reason I tried again and again is because I had a clear, identifiable cue of why I didn't get the previous one. There have been times where I'm pulling and I'm like, dude, it's just not there today. I just am not feeling it, no way. I'm not gonna be stupid and just keep trying to go up or keep attempting the same weight. But I felt good today, I felt why not try it? It feels like it's there today. Unfortunately, it wasn't. And Dozer Weightlifting has mentioned, yeah, if you feel like you're nowhere near, if I'm like pulling this and it's just like nowhere, no chance, drop it, move on. But if you try something and you think you can get it, just by making a small correction, then do it, because it kind of gets you used to in competition. What if I miss my clean in competition? I can't just say like, well, I'll try tomorrow. You've got to try again and again and again until you get it. And unfortunately, this isn't this would be a lot cooler of a message if I actually got it. Better success story. But the point is, get used to trying again sometimes. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my Strongman program. It's linked in this video, linked down below in the description area. It's a Strongman program, but if you're not into Strongman, it's still a great program to develop your front squat, back squat, deadlift, row, some carrying strength, all that kind of stuff. And there are 2 designated Strongman days, so you could just omit those Strongman days and just do a 3-day split. For those of you who have already purchased it, thank you. Tag me on Instagram so I can answer any questions, or you know, if you give me any feedback. I know the program hasn't been available for that long, but send me a DM or tag me something about the program, give me some feedback, and I'd appreciate it. Or if you have any questions, I'll try to respond to messages on Instagram. Unfortunately, if I'm not following you, then it'll go to message requests, and I get a whole bunch of spam in there, so I don't check it that often. But if I get something that doesn't look like spam, I'll check it out. Oh, I'm sorry for leaving you guys on tilt. If you're wondering what the heck I ate for breakfast. Quick and easy. 3 hard-boiled eggs and 3 of these homemade muffins. Healthy homemade muffins. Sweetened with honey. It's got eggs in it, hemp seed, shredded apples, shredded carrots, some fresh squeezed orange juice. Perfect, healthy baked good. And if you're thinking, wow, Alan, so great that you make these healthy baked goods for your family and your kids. Trust me, they won't like them. Speaking of not liking things, my legs are not liking these. Ooh, good Lord. If you're wondering where the Train Untamed has been at the end of these videos, I just record these videos and I don't really know when the end of each video is going to be. It's not planned out beforehand, so I don't have a hard ending when I'm recording. So if you missed it, here it is. Train Untamed! Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Perfect way to ruin my day. Oh, good Lord, yes. Day 2, final week of prep for California's Strongest Man. This morning, another quick breakfast that I made the night before, last night. It is my mega overnight oat recipe. Banana, peanut butter, oats, Greek yogurt, protein powder, hemp seeds, almond milk, pecans, flaxseed, blueberries. Let it sit overnight. Doing some explosive medicine ball over shoulder. So I'll pick this medicine ball up, quickly catch, pop it over, a little triple extension. And I'm doing some single leg hops, just as a warm up before I do my deadlift variation, which is normally deadlifts, has been barbell deadlifts. But today I'm gonna do the like a Ukrainian deadlift, or a deadlift with the belt squat, Squat Max MD belt squat, just because it's kind of a simulates the Atlas stone a little more than the barbell deadlift. It's like a narrow stance, sumo deadlift, Ukrainian deadlift. I've used this movement quite a few times in my prep because my biceps have been bothering me, so I haven't done as many stone loads as I can. But this is very similar. I can take the exact same stance width as I would with a stone. My hands are about even with my feet. Hip height, back angle is all pretty much the same. I can't really mimic this with a barbell deadlift. If I was to do like a deficit sumo, which I've tried, the barbell just kind of swings all over the place. This feels like I can pull it up and down in a straight line like a stone. So this has been clutch with my prep, mainly just getting my back and hamstrings used to picking up heavy weight off the ground in this same position. So as far as specificity goes, this piece of equipment's been great. Oh no. Okay, it's a great opportunity to explain how this machine works. So there's a rail down here, and the loading pin slides up and down that rail to keep it in a fixed position, so it's not just freely swinging around. Well, that rail is only so tall. I doubt you can see anything here. That rail is only so tall. And I pulled this thing off the rail. So right now it's resting on that pole. There is a strap right here. Shouldn't put my hands down there. There's a strap there that's supposed to prevent it from lifting up high, but it's failed. So if you notice when I was doing these, I'm not locking out at the top. And that's because I don't have the range of motion. When I do try to lock out like I just did, it pulls it off the rail, so I was trying to avoid that. Normally this is the belt squat. This is where you would stand and do belt squat. However, there's an attachment to lift you up higher, which I'm using so that I am from a deficit, so I have to reach down lower. So the pick position is much lower. So, all right, I'm gonna take this weight off, and I'll let you watch as I do that. I used the Good weightlifting bar yesterday, and it's a great weightlifting bar, but the knurling is just so good that it freaking shreds up my, I don't know if you can see that in the light, shreds up my legs. And I was pulling my shorts down, so there was no bare skin on the bar, but it still just raspberries scabs up my thighs. So finishing up with some ab wheels. Something about the ab wheel, I think I've said it before in the past too, people want to say that this is an ab exercise use your abs, it is, but it's not a lat exercise. But I don't see why it can't be both. Why don't you turn it into a compound movement? I do feel it in my lats as they're keeping tight and pulling back in. And so I don't see anything wrong with using your lats and your abs. Some medicine ball over shoulder, some Ukrainian deadlifts, and some ab wheels. That's it for the day. Not a big day. Just did the most important stuff. I'm actually gonna go run about 20 minutes, hill intervals on the treadmill. I wanna keep up my fitness all the way into the competition. One thing that a lot of people underestimate with strongman competitions is conditioning, and it's the fact that the day is long, 9 a.m. to 3 or 4 p.m. You got to pretty much be ready to go all day. And I think a lot of people in training will separate everything. I got a really good overhead day, and then a couple days later I got a really good deadlift day. A couple days later I got a really good event day. But can you put all 5 of those events together on competition day? And so I think conditioning, and especially the running that I've been doing and the hill work, the hill intervals, is really going to help me recover between each event so that I can, operate at 90 to 100% on each event rather than 100%, 90%, 80%, just fade through the day. That's the plan anyways. Maybe I'll eat my words. This morning's breakfast was a bowl of non-fat Greek yogurt with some strawberries and blackberries and these homemade lemon poppy seed muffins. One of the members brought in a bunch of lemons from a lemon tree, and I figure when members hand you lemons, make lemon poppy seed muffins. These are actually lemon chai seed muffins because I didn't have any poppy seed, but I did have chai seeds. Okay, I figured I'd get some event specificity in. It's not raining anymore, but it's wet out. So I want to see how the split jerk feels on wet ground. I'm doing an axle bar, clean and press, clean and jerk. Trying to take more of a competition warm-up approach. If you've ever done a strongman competition, you know that warm-ups are difficult. There's usually limited equipment and all the competitors are fighting to warm up. And I've noticed that everyone's in such a rush to add weight to the bar. Whereas I'm like, empty bar, 25s, 35, just actually taking the time to warm up. But I can't really do that in competition at all times. You don't want to be the guy when they have 2 45s on to say, can we take the 45 on, put a 35 and a 2.5? So what I'm doing is just big jumps. Plate quarter mainly. And we'll see what I work up to today. I'm gonna test out these elbow sleeves, which I have not used since I think last year when I did California Strongest Man. Sometimes equipment just gets in the way. It doesn't actually help, especially with really dynamic events like, a full clean, zombie clean, jerk, all that kind of stuff. But I want to see if these help or actually get in the way. So the front squat actually feels pretty slow, but I think that's because I did heavy front squats, 315 clean, 335 fail 3 times a couple days ago. So that's expected. But the jerk feels really good. Feels fast, explosive, and shoulder feels fine right now. I figured I'd get this axle clean and press out of the way now, so that if it does bother my shoulder, I still have some time before the competition for it to cool down. Man, that front squat is surprisingly tough. It's taking a lot out of me. I was still able to get that jerk fine. So I'm actually gonna put on these knee sleeves and see how that feels. Not because I'm married to any number, like I have to do a certain number today, but I might as well use these if they make the front squat feel a lot better, save me some energy for the jerk. And if I'm gonna use them in competition, this is the last day I do axle clean and press. So might as well try it. I don't wanna try this, you know, on competition day. So let me try it out now. I also haven't used knee sleeves probably since last year. California's strongest man. So earlier this week when I had failed that 335 clean, 150 kilo clean, and I tried again and again, and I talked about when to try again, when to just wrap it up and be done with the training session. Today is one of those days that I just wrapped it up. I'm not gonna try to attempt this again. It's just not there. All right, so this is day 4, last week of training before my competition week for California Strongest Man 2025. And today I'm gonna be doing some yoke and sandbag. I really like single leg jumps, especially single leg box jumps for warm up before I do yoke. Ankles, knees, hips, hip flexor. I just feel like it works really well for the unilateral nature of the yoke walk. A heavy yoke walk, man, you can feel your hip muscles working really, really hard. And I feel like this is a good way to wake all that stuff up. When you see me doing box jumps, kind of sketchy stuff like this, single leg box jumps, there's never any doubt in my mind that I can do whatever plyometric or box jump I'm trying to do. I never try to reach beyond my abilities with plyometric stuff like this. If I do, it's gonna be with, you know, a PVC pipe or a stick on top of the foam rollers like you see me doing. So if I fail, nothing actually happens. But I see people always trying to max out their box jump, you know, like, and get really scared. You're like, oh, I don't know. Okay, oh, I don't know. I'm never like that. Not because I have this, like, not because I'm saying like I'm just so confident and I can do anything you put in front of me. I'm just saying I never try to reach on this stuff. If anything, just jump a little bit higher. Just make the jump a little bit cleaner. Just don't tuck as much. So the message being, don't feel like you have to just keep adding height or distance to a jump if you're not confident in your ability to do it. Because you might fall and hurt yourself. Someone actually just recently in here fell on a box and fell, smashed the bridge of their nose and bled everywhere. Definitely more difficult on my left side, which I'm pretty sure is the same when I lunge. I just have more confidence on my right leg, or when I do no, actually, it's the opposite. When I do a pistol squat, my left side balance feels a lot better, but jumping unilaterally off my left leg feels worse. I don't know. All right, that was pretty easy effort while still being kind of heavy. Let's see, this is 230, 320, 410, 500, 590. Pretty easy, beltless. I'll probably do one or two more with a belt. I'm just gonna add another 90 to make it 680. And I normally use this belt. This is a 3-inch belt, 3-inch 7mm. I made a video on belts if you want to check out more in-depth discussion on belts. But I've been using this. I'm gonna try this one out. This is my 4-inch 10mm belt, a little bit wider, a little bit thicker, which should work out okay for the yoke because there's not a lot of movement at all in my trunk. So bigger belt, a more stable belt, or sturdier, stiffer belt should feel good. So that's a wrap on competition prep for California Strongest Man 2025. If I was to give a rating for how this competition prep went on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being I'm not prepared at all, there was really essentially no prep, 10 being I couldn't have asked for a better prep, I'm gonna say this was a 6.5 out of 10. Some of the things that went well, my clean feels really good, and I think that will help with stuff like keg toss and the Atlas stone load, and it'll obviously help with my axle clean. My squat is starting to feel strong again. Before starting this competition prep, I wasn't pushing squats very hard, and I'm starting to build some momentum on squats. Front squat feels good. I've seen improvement in my front squat over the past couple of months, and my deadlift feels good for the first time in a year. I didn't have much confidence in my deadlift last year. Had a couple back tweaks, wasn't really motivated to push deadlifts, and so I was just kind of hesitant with deadlift training, but it's starting to feel pretty good. So that stuff, my conditioning feels good. So all of that stuff I think I'm happy with. However, that stuff's not really in the competition. My competition prep, my event training has been almost non-existent, just because I've had this bicep issue, and then the last few weeks my shoulder was bothering me. It feels okay now, but my shoulder was bothering me, really limiting the amount of axle jerk I wanted to do. And with my bicep bothering me, I just dropped all arm training, and I didn't do any rowing, which might end up hurting me, especially on the truck pull, maybe even on the stone loads. And so it's kind of, I mean, it'd be an exaggeration to say it's a shot in the dark as to how I'm gonna do, but at this point, I usually go into competitions just maximum confidence. I have no doubt that whatever is in front of me, I can do it really well. But now there's a little bit of uncertainty. I'm not really sure how the events are gonna go. So really what I'm relying on with this competition is my athleticism, my experience, and I just want to see how far that carries me. And I think the cue for the day, what I've been telling myself, what I have to do on that day is just react. Just react to whatever's in front of me, react as best I can. That's all I can really control, is just my reaction to what's ever in front of me. And so I'm gonna do my best. Hey, there's a skunk running across the strongman yard. So that's it. Wish me luck. I'll try to get as much video as I can of the competition. It's just always hard. I don't like talking to a camera. I don't talk to a camera in between events. I just like to focus on the event itself. And getting footage is usually like, hey, we record this on my phone. So it's not gonna be anything, you know, cinematic, but I'll try to at least capture the events so that you guys can see, for those of you who have been following along. That's it. It's time to compete. Thanks for watching, and always remember, train on time.